Alright. Pretty good. Gonna level out a little bit more. Alright, a little bit more. And this Kerbal Space Program game? Yeah, how high am I? About 60,000 meters. This Kerbal Space Program game is really interesting, I think. Because it's the only game I know of that is space, sort of space-based, that is semi-realistic. It's not a simulator. It is much too simple to be a simulator. But it does have semi-realistic physics and things in space kind of behave like you'd expect things in space to behave, instead of what most, primarily what most science fiction universes use is the whole space is just like water thing, or you get the like Star Wars type thing where your ships just fly around like big aeroplanes. But in this, in Kerbal Space Program, zero gravity means zero gravity. And you have to, no gravity, no air. I didn't mean to turn my rocket on. And you have to act like there is no gravity and no air. Alright, I'm going to try to turn, get myself a better landing area. So yeah, it is a very fun game. It is pretty legitimate as far as physics go, much more so than most other games. It is like, to use the comparison that most people will probably get, it is an indie game like Minecraft. So if you buy the game right now, which it's cheap, it is very cheap, I think $15, then you will be able to, it's currently in alpha I believe, you will be able to download all the updates and the game will be yours. You just have to download the updates. When the game goes to beta, you will have the beta for no additional cost. When it goes to full release, you will have that for no additional cost. Just your $15 and you've got the full game. And it's, if you like aeroplanes or if you like space and astronauts and things like that, then that $15 is well worth it. And just to say something else, I am currently flying with my keyboard because I do not have a stick. I do not have a joystick. And that makes it kind of difficult to fly these planes. Not impossible, but kind of difficult. And I'm about to run out of RCS fuel. Doesn't really matter right now, but I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. How much fuel do I have left for my aerospike rocket? Okay, I have more than half a tank of fuel left for my aerospike rocket. That's very good. The original design for this plane only had 2 tanks of rocket fuel. I added the third at the last minute because I was pretty sure that those 2 tanks wouldn't be sufficient, and I suppose I was right. And my little brave Kerbin astronauts down there are busy freaking out. All except for this Kelney fellow, who I guess is the, I guess he's our Jebediah for this flight. Just one thing that I don't like about the new version is that you have all these different guys. I suppose that most people would see that as a plus, a little bit of variety there, but I really liked Bill, Bob, and Jebediah. Those were like the original Kerbins, and I wish that I still had Bill, Bob, and Jebediah on every flight. Alright, I did successfully land, just a little test, take off and land, the 2-tank version of this craft before I started this video. And at that time, the rear landing gear was mounted directly on the wings, so these tail fins, it actually landed on these, and they didn't break off, they just kind of scraped the ground. But it was a successful landing, nothing broke, nobody died. But hopefully this will be a bit more successful. And yes, I'm at 1x. 1 times speed. And it's just a bit tricky to handle because it is still a small craft, and those undermounted, those downward pointing tail fins, I think that is the issue, kind of give it some strange handling characteristics. Whoop. Yes, this would be much simpler. Where am I? Okay, I've got miles and miles there of open ground. I'm good in terms of landing area is concerned. But yes, this would be much easier if I had a joystick to fly with instead of using my keyboard. That's going to have to be one of my next investments, because I'm really thinking about picking up a new combat flight simulator to play, since I haven't played one in so long. I think the last combat flight simulator that I played was the trial of Aces High 2. Just getting a drink of cola there. And I like Aces High 2. That's a fun game. That is a really fun little game. It is pretty much a simulator with World War II warplanes, except that it's online, so you're simulating with other people. Oh God! Oh God! Something broke. What broke? Oh God! Oh God! Well, snap. And there goes one of my canards flying through the air. My Kerbins are all killed in action. Well, going by the standards of the Kerbal space industry, I would rate this mission a success. Which, I suppose most people probably won't see it that way. But I know I am fully aware of what the problem is. The landing gear probably wasn't perfectly symmetrical. This ground wasn't perfectly level. So yeah, there were a few problems there. But you can see I did successfully get the craft into orbit. I did successfully deorbit. And if I'd been a little bit more careful in the designing of my landing gear, I would have landed successfully. So let's see here. What hit the ground first? Small control surface. Okay, so I tipped over, and then one of those downwards tail fins slammed into the ground. Then my landing gear came off. My delta wings broke. Everything just started blowing up. My cockpit blew up. All of my crew were killed. Catastrophic failure. I still count it as at least a partial success. With a little bit more testing, this will be a perfectly viable craft for little orbital hops. I could have probably even had enough, even more fuel left if I was a bit more efficient in my use of it. So yeah, there we go. I'm definitely going to try to make a new, completely recoverable space plane, as my first design was, meaning no lifting plane or anything like that, just one complete craft that can launch itself into orbit, possibly take itself to the moon. And I haven't actually been to the moon or to Minmus yet. So when I decide to do either of those, I'll definitely be making a video on it and uploading it to my channel. So yeah, there. I had fun even though all of my crew died and I failed the mission. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you liked the video. I am Petabellum, and I am gone.